Now, you said that in accelerated learning you are offering to schools only. We are not dealing with children separately. You are doing a B2B model, not a B2C model.
Yes, as of this moment, in this current curriculum year at least, we are planning to offer the accelerated learning programs to schools and not to direct children from every other school available. Maybe over the coming years, we will have a B2C model, but at this point of time, we are sticking to a B2B model. And one of the major things is that even the school benefits from the child going through an accelerated learning program. The overall performance of the school improves, and that is an impetus for the management of the school to get the child to learn like a child, and giving up all their unresourceful states and beliefs. Something like peer pressure also can kill a child in his learning.
Okay.
But after he does his accelerated learning program, each child realizes that he has got a unique skill and way of remembering things and recalling them. And they can easily cheat in the exam by calling that picture in front of their eyes and copying from it. So now the peer pressure is gone.
So you also mentioned about money back guarantee.
That's a soft spot. Yes. We have such a wonderful program. And after the psychometric assessment, we're able to assess the growth cycle, immediate growth cycle of a child. And based upon the information retrieved from the psychometric assessment, we're able to analyze whether a child can go from 40% to 80% or 40% to 60% or 80% to 90% or 90 to 92% or 92 to 97% or 97 to 98%. This is an assessment that we do, and based upon that we evaluate each child and give them a guarantee that you're presently at 40%, I guarantee you 60%, and if you don't get 60%, take your money back.
And how often have you lost that offer?
Out of almost 2,000 children, we've given it up twice. But in both cases, I think the children learned well, but end result was they failed. One was a Nepali child who failed in Kannada. But even though the school said, no, it's not your fault, but then this was a guarantee that we had given. And the child failed, although the child passed in all other subjects. And to start with, in the beginning of the year, the child was getting only 6 to 8% marks.
Okay, that is a quantum
That's a quantum leap and quantum improvement, but we still returned the money. In the other case, which we were not aware of, the child was under psychotic medication, which we were not aware of. And if this was not disclosed to us, then we were not responsible. But taking the consideration of the family, economic environment and everything else, we decided to return the money. But as of now, we expect the schools to provide us this information, that if any child has any psychotic issues, yes, we can still give them a guarantee provided they get treated for it. And not by medication. We get them to transform using neuro-linguistic programming.
Alright, so when you talked about school and accelerated learning, you are offering this to class 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yes.
Say there are 1,000 students between 9, 10, 11, 12, but for reasons very many, the school is saying I can give you a maximum of 50 children in the first year. You prove the concept, then we can expand it to more children next year. How will we then manage? How will you go ahead?
Well, in this curriculum year, we are agreeing to at least 50 to 100 children in a batch. So maybe we'll club 2 schools who would have similar number of children and run a program.
So, will these classes, you said 18 hours of group or classroom training?
Out of 30 hours that we would spend with each child, 18 hours would go into group coaching, and the balance, 12 hours, would be spread over 90 days in 2 hours or 4 hour bits, which means we meet the child at least 3 to 4 times.
So, what if a school says, we want to introduce accelerated learning, but I can't sign up all the 200 children in 9, 10, 11, 12. I can give you a maximum of 50 or 75 children. How would you go about conducting accelerated learning for them? Will it be within the classroom timings? Will it be after classroom or weekends? How will you go ahead?
Typically, in the current curriculum year, 2018-19, I think we are going to be a little flexible. We're going to allow 50 to 75 or 100 children group to participate in an accelerated learning program. And there are some schools which prefer to allow the children 2 days at a time during school days, and some schools insist that they don't miss any class and they do it on weekends. But invariably, in my last 3 to 4 years of running accelerated learning programs, the first year is all this dilemma. The second year onwards, the school announces those 2 days or 3 days or 18 hours that is required free for us because they've seen the benefit of it. Well, invariably in such cases, what we do is, if the number of children is less, we try to club 2 schools together and make it about 100 plus, so that it's convenient and more effective. Because over and above what is being taught by us, there's a lot of peer-to-peer learning also going on. There is mapping of different states of mind, and it becomes that much more interesting.
How about meeting the needs of children across the country? Do you have that many accelerated learning trainers? How will you manage that?
Well, at this point of time, we only have people in Bangalore, some in Kochi, and some in Mumbai. But I don't think that's much of an issue because we have NLP trained people all over the country. And the minimum prerequisite for a counselor or a trainer to learn the concept of accelerated learning is that they have basics of NLP absolutely clear. Once they have the basis of NLP, then we run a 60-hour program for them, which is at a cost, all right? But once they are equipped with accelerated learning programs, then they become useful hands for us. Because we are planning to conduct accelerated learning programs across the country. So every month in some school or the other, there would be programs running. And mark it, it's 30 hours that they need to give. And the returns are decent. I won't say the best, but they're decent at this point of time.
Okay. You mentioned that you use psychometrics as a pre-evaluation for choosing candidates or predicting success in accelerated learning. What if a child does not want to go through psychometric tests, or they have done psychometric tests from some other provider? Would you use that information, or will you use psychometric tests only from InnoMinds Academy?
Well, the yardstick is an interest profiling or personality profiling and an aptitude test from InnoMinds. I think it's mandatory that if you have to do the accelerated learning program, you have to go through the psychometric assessment through InnoMinds.
Okay.
Because that gives us a perfect reach of where the child stands today and where the child needs to reach.
And it will also become a standard framework for all the children.
It will become a standard framework for all the children. True.
Okay. The last question under this segment. Say a person goes through an accelerated learning, and currently from a 60%, this person moves up to say 80% in one academic year. Will he or she benefit from undergoing another year of accelerated learning and go to 100%?
See, as I had spoken earlier, it's not really necessary that they go through another year of accelerated learning. Yes, there are some additional tests in psychometrics that InnoMinds has, which I think they should take up, and we are able to fine-tune some more skills that they need to pick up. In that case, yes, they go through one more season of accelerated learning, and this time, over and above being a learner, they also become a coach for all the other children around. This moves them automatically to the next step. And for such children, I'm quite sure that for them it's very easy to move from 80% to 90 plus easily.
So the second year you're saying they go through some of it and they also coach others, so therefore the training will come free.
I don't say it'll come free, but it'll definitely be subsidized.
Okay, alright. So that'll be a good news for both the children, the parents, as well as for the teachers.
Yes.
Alright, thank you so much.
Welcome to the world of Quantum Leap Accelerated Learning Technologies from InnoMinds for students, professionals, individuals, and corporates. For any queries or registration, call 8512-034-034 or email us at info@innomindsacademy.com.